Howdy. So if you were paying attention between 1 and about 10:30 on Sunday morning, you'll know that I posted a video. And if you watched it, great. If not, you didn't miss anything because I'm about to do it all over again. But I took the video down because I felt that I was really tired when I filmed it. Like I'd been trying to record all afternoon and all night. And actually, I'd been trying the night before. I'd been trying since Friday night. Well, I guess Sunday morning, so all afternoon Saturday and then evening Saturday. But I'd been trying since Friday evening to record a lyrical analysis, and I just wasn't feeling it. It wasn't working the way I wanted it to work. And then I decided to do a different video, and then I felt inspired to do the one that I finally did post. But it was never the way I wanted it, even after I had posted it. And I'm doing it over. So the video was about two dreams I had had. One was about 3 weeks ago, and the one from 3 weeks ago, in it, abbreviated version, somebody broke into my house. And the interpretation of a dream like that is that there is something in your life that is trying to surface. Presumably something that you've repressed or suppressed, and is trying to get out. And so I've been thinking about what that could possibly be, because I'm a very open person. I won't volunteer all there is to know about me, but if you ask me, I'll give you the gospel truth. And so I'm not really sure what it could be that is trying to get out. And so then I kind of tabled that. And last week I had a dream that was really, really strange. And that's saying something for me, because my dreams tend to be very, very out of left field and, off the rails. So in this dream, again abbreviated, I went to a hospital. In the hospital, there was a big empty space. It was like the waiting area, but not. I don't know. It's like there was all this chaos, like in this square, like this perimeter of regular hospital emergency room type stuff. Like, more of an emergency room, I guess, than a hospital. But it was so big it had the hospital feel, so that's why I want to say it was a hospital. But it was chaotic, like an emergency room. So it could have been a really big emergency room. I don't know. The point is, there was a lot of stuff going on in this perimeter. But on the inside, there was nothing. There was a lot of open space, but at the very, very center were 4 beds. And the 2 beds that were furthest out had a couple. And then there was a person. I don't know what gender. There was a person. And then at the end, the one that was closest to me, there was a blonde woman. And they were all kind of in pain. And I don't know for sure that they were crying out to me or in general. But there was just that vibe of despair and sickness, like if you were to walk through a town that had been afflicted by the plague or whatever. But the woman did actually cry out to me, and she told me that she was dying. And in that moment, I didn't know what to do. I mean, it sucks, but what am I supposed to do? And so before I could even verbalize that, I was saying something, and I said to her, "We need to put a semicolon in you. It will separate something, and the disease will be tricked, and you will live." And, like, as I gave voice to this ridiculous idea, I realized how stupid what I was saying was. But before I could even finish the thought of how dumb it was, I finished speaking, and she instantly responded, "Yes, let's do it." And now I was like, well, now what do? I don't know how to manifest a semicolon. And, no sooner than she agreed to it, than one appeared. It was as if one just got pulled out of a manuscript, and it blew up, and it was maybe 3.5 feet tall, and it looked kind of like this, like wavy and crinkly, like it was saran wrap almost. And it was kind of like undulating and pulsating between red, white, and black. And it went to her torso, and it sunk into her gown, and then presumably into her skin, and then into her, like her torso. And she was fine. She was 110% healthy after that. It was just like night and day. And the other people didn't get any better. And the whole time, they didn't say anything, they didn't react, they were like, okay, well, let's see how this plays out. And And it was afterwards that somebody, like a doctor, or I just had that sense that they weren't getting better, and I panicked, didn't know what to say, and at the height of the panic, I woke up. Now, I don't know if I woke up because I didn't know what to do for these people, what to say to them, or if it just was time for me to go to work, but that's the way it happened. And so something really interesting that I found Saturday night, was a verse in the Book of Mormon that kind of goes along with this dream, but not necessarily. So don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting that the two have a direct correlation. I just think it's interesting. I find it to be an interesting coincidence, which it's rare for me to say that because I don't really believe in coincidences. But anyway, Ether chapter 12 verse 12 reads, "For if there be no faith among the children of men, God can do no miracle among them. Wherefore, he showed not himself until after their faith." And I find that interesting because this woman didn't think twice to accept the ridiculous notion that a semicolon could save her. And it did. And the other people, they just kind of hung back and waited to see what would happen. And they weren't saved. Well, they weren't healed. I don't know that they weren't saved. I mean, after I woke up, maybe they somehow miraculously did get healed. But so far as I know, they didn't get better. Presumably worse. And while I was analyzing the lyrics of Chandelier, the line that I talked about, where where it mentions that living like there's no tomorrow, that's, while an inaccurate statement, it is because there is no such thing as tomorrow. It's still a good sentiment. I think. I feel like it's a good outlook to have, and that idea of no regrets, of get as much done today as you can. I really tried to live by that for a long time, and lately I find myself betraying that commitment to that notion, and I want to change that. But going along with the other dream that I mentioned previously, with something being repressed, I don't know necessarily that it's within me. I'm wondering now if it's something that's just repressed in general, that it's about me or tied to me, that's trying to get out. I don't know. So I know this is kind of all over the place, and you might understand this, but the bottom line is, I have decided to work on my family history work because it's something that we do as members of the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints, and it's something I've not been doing, and I need to, and so I have begun. And as a part of that, I'm hoping that as I bring together my family tree and do my genealogical work and take names to the temple and connect with my ancestors, that I will... So if you're not a member, generally there gets a point, you get to a point where it's kind of tough to continue the work without some sort of guidance. But with nobody around that was around then, it's hard to make good decisions, or to get that kind of guidance, that kind of advice, counsel, as far as who you're actually kin to and where the line continues to go. And so it's often said that as you do the work, your ancestors will help you from the other side of the veil, because they want as badly to be saved as you want to find them and save them through saving ordinances that can be done at the temple by proxy. And so I thought, if they can do that, if they can communicate with me to help get their work done, who's to say that they wouldn't be appreciative and maybe also help me with the questions that I have about my life, or the uncertainties that I'd like to clear up, and maybe they can help me find some direction. And so that's my hope. It is my hope that through doing this work, that I will get answers to the questions that I've had, and that I will get direction, and that I will ultimately just come out a better person. And so I invite all of you to do the same, to do family history work. I'm going to put links in the description so you can start your own genealogy project. And I am also going to invite you to fast with me, because I will be periodically fasting to hopefully further this work and advance my cause. So you don't necessarily have to. I mean, I am asking that you fast to help me, but you don't necessarily have to fast just for me. You can also fast for your own needs. And if not, you can just fast for yourself for 110% for your own needs, and just do it at the same time I do it. I will pray for your needs as well. So I just wanted to put that out there. If anybody's interested, hit me up, send me an email, or hit me up on Twitter, and we can coordinate our fast. But for the most part, I think I'm going to be doing this on Wednesdays, and yeah, that's it. Like I said, I'll put links in the description for how to get started on your family history. All right, later. Oh, and there will be updates for reals this time later.